The Beretta APX A1 Tactical. Let's check it out. The Beretta APX A1 is the predecessor to the APX Zero. The APX Zero had kind of an unorthodox slide configuration. The serrations actually came out from the slide. And it was very purposeful, and personally I liked it, but it looked different. And so they've redesigned it for the APX A1. And this is an excellent shooting gun. We've done a full review on this. And of course it goes with Beretta quality, which is the oldest gun company still in existence, almost 500 years. But they have expanded that line to the compact, but today we're going to be taking a look at their tactical. This is a battle-ready competition firearm. First off, it has 3 21-round magazines, so it gives you a lot of capacity. It's optics ready, it has suppressor height sights with a threaded barrel. And it goes along with that standard APX feel to it. Now, I've already been a big fan of the new APX A1 line. So when Nate at Gunzonedeals got in touch with me and wanted me to check out the tactical, of course I was excited. It's got to be good because it's a Beretta. The Beretta APX A1 Tactical. It's a 9mm striker fire pistol. This is the A1, which is the predecessor to the original Beretta APX and now called Zero. This was introduced actually during the U.S. military handgun modular trials, and this performed extremely well. It was not chosen. Of course, the SIG P320 or M17 was chosen. But one of the things about the Beretta is it has a very unorthodox slide system. The serrations actually stand out from the slide. Now that's very purposeful, and honestly I love this slide configuration, but it was different, and so it wasn't as accepted as the traditional type serrations. Now, but as far as the two guns, the lower halves are really close. There's just a few cosmetic changes, honestly. And so this is still your APX. Even though this went through the trials, this is still capable just like the original APX Zero. But one of the things about this particular model is it is the tactical. It has a threaded barrel. It comes in this green grip shell, and it comes with your 21-round magazine. So let's go ahead and drop our mag. 21 rounds. You get 3 magazines, and the chamber's empty. So this gives you a lot of capability, whether you're going, for competitive shooting, or you want to do, for law enforcement, for SWAT team, different things like that. This gives you a tactical model. If you want to go with the standard 17-round magazine out of the original APX A1, full size, it'll do that too. So you can have that flush fit with 17 rounds, or you can go with the 21 rounds that goes just a little bit of an extension. Now here with the Beretta APX A1 standard or full size, you've got your 17-round magazine, and there are some differences, but this is pretty much the same pistol, except for a threaded barrel and your suppressor height sights. And we did a full review on the original APX full size, and for that matter, we did one on the compact because the Beretta came out with a compact. Now, Beretta is the oldest firearm company still in existence, and it's been in business for right at 500 years. That's one of the reasons why Beretta has such a loyal following, and I'm a big fan of Beretta. One thing about it too, you get your grip shell, which is typical. You have your interchangeable back straps, and they are in contrast a black color. Now your standard APX A1 will come in black, comes in the OD green, and also in a desert or an FDE color. One of the big changes over the APX Zero was the slide serrations. And one of the things about this pistol is it has a thicker slide, but yet it has the serrations that are really deep. Front serrations, rear serrations, they're so easy to grab. Now the finish on this slide, it is the Aquatech finish, which here it's a matte color. But I think that they've actually Cerakoted this black just to give it extra corrosion resistance. And that's a guess, but looking at this, it looks like it has Cerakote over the top. This is also optics ready, and it still retains the back sight. Now, while it is optics ready, you do have to order the plates from Beretta. That's starting to be typical for a lot of companies instead of including a number of different plates. And it fits any of your red dot sights. They run about $29 a piece directly from Beretta. Now the sights are a suppressor height sight, so you've got plenty of height to be able to shoot with suppressors. And again, this makes this a serious tactical firearm. Half by 28 threads on the barrel, it's 4.8 inches in length. You have 3-slot Picatinny rail at the front. We have an undercut. We have double undercuts. You have one here, and then you have your undercut here. If you leave this, sometimes it changes the way that you hold the firearm. But one of the things about this, it has a fairly low bore axis, and I like that. One of the things about a low bore axis is if you demonstrate it by, if you shoot from here, it's going to just buck wildly in recoil. The higher up you get your hand, the more control you're going to have over the recoil, and that's the big plus for a low bore axis. But as you have this undercut, you come here, and then it gives you a little undercut under the trigger guard. Now we have our slide stop here. And then on the other side, it is ambidextrous. The magazine release is on one side. It is metal and it is textured, but it's switchable to the other side, so it's not necessarily fully ambidextrous. And then here is your takedown lever. Again, we'll look at that when we break the pistol down. The suppressor height sights are blacked out at the rear and blacked out with serrations at the front. So you do have that anti-glare little factor, but you know, they will go right over your suppressor. And so it gives you just sights with your suppressor. Now, being the tactical model, we wanted to test out a suppressor since it has a threaded barrel and suppressor height sights. So we have one of the Silencer Co., and this is the Omega 9K. Nice thread protector with knurling, and this is half by 28 threads, and we do have a small gasket there, and then it just allows for your thread protector just to stay in place when you're shooting. That's one of the things about a thread protector is that it can start to just slide out, and so that gives it a little more stability. Now, being an internal chassis system, this allows you to be able to switch your grip colors out. You can switch your grip size out. You can also change out your slides as long as it'll fit to this grip. So it gives you some options to be able to make this a very modular handgun. And of course that goes with the original APX Zero as well. It was a modular system. But one of the things about that modular chassis system is it gives you rails that come about right to here. So it's going to give you more slide to frame fit. It's just going to be a little bit better shooting experience, a little tighter. It does feature a more flat face geometry trigger. It's curved at the top, but then it flattens out at the end. And then it has your safety right here, your trigger safety, which will not allow you to pull the trigger unless this is fully depressed. So as we do, we're going to hit a wall right here. Then we have a nice break. It's not a super crisp break, but it's not bad, especially for a striker fire pistol. Then for reset, right there. So fairly quick reset, back on it again. All right, we're gonna check the trigger pull weight. Looks like we're right about 6 pounds. 6 pounds. And weight on the Beretta APX A1 Tactical, 30.3 ounces. Weight on the full-size APX A1, 28.86 ounces. Big thank you to Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo, all made in the USA. One of the biggest suppliers of ammunition in the country. And also, we want to thank Lula Loaders for sending us Maglulas. Makes it really easy when you're loading these extended capacity magazines. Guys, the Beretta APX A1 pleasure to shoot, excellent. I love the way Beretta's gone with that, you know, just kind of updated the original APX. With the Tactical, you know, you're getting these extended magazines, you're getting a threaded barrel, suppressor height sights. So it really makes it a perfect gun for, you know, competition or even for military and police. It just shoots really well. I love the aggressive texturing. Those magazines are large. The deep serrations makes it really nice. You know, the suppressor height sights, they have that deep U-notch and then the front sight. It gives it a little bit of wiggle room that the original APX A1 doesn't have. But you've got compatibility with your suppressor. Of course, it is optics ready, shoots very well. I mean, Beretta's the oldest gun company still in existence, and there are good reasons why. With those extended magazines, I mean, it allows you to have these for your standard APX, but then, of course, with the Tactical, gives you a lot of capacity. Beretta's really stepped it up with the new A1 line. And while I personally like the APX, that slide was a little bit unorthodox, and this really brings it into that new category. New, like with the Echelon, deep serrations, the PDP from Walther, deep serrations, a lot of features, and I think this is one of those state-of-the-art handguns that we're seeing that's really getting to where it works with those gross motor skills. Now for disassembly, we're going to drop our magazine, check the chamber. The gun's empty. There are two ways you can do this. There's a button right here that deactivates the striker. You can push that in, or you can just pull the trigger. And so we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Now that deactivates the striker. Now you press this side to bring this lever down, but it's really tight. And let's see if we can get it to move. I think we're going to have to use a punch. On some of the other ones, it was actually a little bit easier. But what you want to do is just press it until it just pops down. Just like that. So it'll recess into the frame. Now take your lever, bring it down like that, and then you can just remove your slide. Then we can remove our recoil spring and guide rod. It is weighted on this side, and it has that flat recoil spring, and that does aid in recoil management. So then we take our thread protector off to remove our barrel. And then just bring your barrel out like you would traditionally. It won't take long for this to be able to push it down, but right at first it's a little bit tight. And we found that on all the APX line. But here you have your chassis system. It is one piece. You can see the rails. I mean, it's a considerable amount of real estate, where is typical for polymer striker fire pistols, has little sections front and back. So this gives you a lot more slide to frame contact. This can be removed by just pulling this out, and then you can pull out here at the back. If you want to see that, I'm going to have that video annotated right above. It's the standard APX line, and you can watch how that happens. The interior of the slide is excellently done. There's weight savings all the way through it, but you can see the milling work is just Beretta quality. For reassembly, we're just going to reinstall our barrel. And we can add the thread protector now, or we can wait, either way. And then we're going to bring back in our guide rod, just really easy to reinstall. And then just bring it back over your frame. Now, one of the things about the frame is as you bring it back, your takedown lever will pop back into place. And now you're ready to go. Test for function. Oh yeah. Comes in a hard case with the Beretta logo. And then this box is full. Of course, you have your 2 extra magazines, you have 2 back straps, you have a magazine loader, you have your gun lock, and of course the pistol, and we have all your material here with a bore brush and your owner's manual. So we've gone from the APX-0 to the APX A1, and this again is just your full-size pistol. And then of course moving it right up to the APX Tactical, and there is the APX Compact. And so it gives you a number of different choices from the Beretta line. Pros and cons of the Beretta APX A1 Tactical. Guys, this is an excellent pistol. To me, it really kind of competes with the new Springfield Echelon and the Walther PDP. It has a little bit more of a chunky slide that gives you a little bit more advantage for your gross motor skills. It allows you to really get a hold of it. And then with the modular chassis system, I mean, that's a big plus for the APX line. 21 round magazines, and you get 3. Threaded barrel, half by 28 threads, and of course you have your suppressor height sights, and it is optics ready. It's just an excellent pistol all the way around. As far as any kind of cons, I mean, it's a big full-size pistol, but that's what it's made for. If you want the compact version, you know, those are available as well. The texturing on the grip is just excellent. I mean, the front texturing, the back straps, I mean, it gives you a lot right in this area, and then you have your more comfortable texturing here on the sides. Undercut for the trigger guard is definitely a must, especially nowadays. If you're riding a really high ride grip on your pistol, that gives you a lot of advantages. And the price over at Gunzonedeals is $549. So guys, if you want to step up your game to a go-to handgun that has a high round capacity, threaded barrel, optics ready, suppressor height sights, I mean, this gun is good to go. And with the Beretta quality behind it, it just makes for an excellent firearm. And again, we want to give a big thank you to Nate over at Gunzonedeals for sending the APX Tactical for this review. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. Beretta APX A1 Tactical. Let's check it out. Front and back slides. Now let's go ahead and we're going to drop our, whoops, I had that dang 17 round magazine in it. It comes with a 21. Did a review on the basic. It's not basic. It's not basic. It's not basic! But one of the things, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Guys, the Beretta AP1, guys,